Welcome back to another video, guys. Hope you are doing well. So in this video we will going to see method overriding rules. There are some important rules we must follow to implement method overriding. Okay, so there are 5 to 6 rules are there. So we will go through one by one. Let's begin. So rule number 1 for method overriding is, while overriding, over a written method signature and overriding method signature must be same. What do you mean by method signature here? So it is nothing but the method name and parameter list. Okay, so for example, okay, so what we will consider here, so there are two classes. Okay, this is parent class and this is child class, which is extending parent class. So parent class one method is available, which is Mary method. Okay, so it is expecting one parameter as a name. Okay, so parent wish his child to marry his friend's daughter. Okay, this is a parent class method, which is a overridden method. Okay, but as child class extending this method, this method is whole same method will be available here, but child class, what child wants, he want to marry some ABC person. Okay, so he will override this method, okay, with the same signature. So that is method name and parameter list. Okay, so this is the first rule and first and most important rule. Okay, so let's begin with the second rule. Let's see. So while overriding the method, overridden method return type and overriding method return type must be same at primitive level. Okay, so what do you mean by primitive? Okay, byte int double boolean, that is primitive data type. Okay, otherwise compiler it will generate some error message. Okay, to demonstrate this example, okay, so there is one class called parent. Okay, its method is a Mary method, and child class extending parent class, which is Mary method, is also available here, but its return type of this parent class is void and child class is integer. Okay, so here the Mary in child cannot be override the Mary in the parent return type, as its int is not compatible with the void. Okay, so both. Okay, so primitive data type, like primitive level, a return type must be same at the primitive level. Okay, so that is void should be present here. Okay, right, now we're getting right. So let's move to the next question, next rule number 3. Okay, which says before the Java 1.5 version, it is not possible to override method by changing return type, but from Java 5 version onwards, it is possible to override method by changing its return type by using covariant return types concept. Okay, so what is the covariant return type concept? Okay, by so it is possible to change a return type of the overridden method and overriding method at class level by using covariant return type concept. Okay, at class level. Okay, so we can change a return type of overridden and overriding method at class level. Okay, but not primitive level. Okay, so the next point, return type of the overriding method must be subtype of the overridden method return type, which is called covariant return types. Okay, so to explain this point, we have one example. Okay, here, so what is that example? So I have two classes. Okay, one is animal and one is dog, which is extending animal class, which is a subclass. Okay, of this one, and one another parent class. Okay, so in parent class, child extending parent. Okay, we have one method of animal class. Okay, which is a user defined class m1. Okay, parent1 m1 returns object of this animal class, right? A child class extending parent class, okay, and in the child class there is dog method is there, dog class method is there, which is a returning dog class object. Okay, new dog means dog class object. Okay, so here in the publish static void main, so parent, we are creating parent object, parent class, okay, which will call parent class. By using this one we can call the parent class method. Okay, animal A equal to parent class object p dot m1. Okay, what are we calling here? So using reference of animal class is your parent class. Okay, animal is a parent, okay, and b is a parent class is the subclass which is holding m1 method. So we can call, means parent can hold child. Okay, so here p1 dot m1 means class parent m1 method will be invoked here. Okay, class parent means this one, class parent m1 method will be invoked here. Similar way, new child d is equal to new d means class child class object reference, this one, this method child class m1 method will be invoked here. Okay, so this is very important rule, so keep note it down. So next rule begins, let's see. So if overridden method is final and it is not possible to override at that method its child class. Okay, static method we cannot override. Okay, final classes are preventing inherent concept and final methods are also preventing in it. Okay, static method we cannot miss, final method we cannot override. Okay, so if the method is final, so it prevents inheritance. Okay, so here Mary method cannot be override because parent is final. Okay, similar way next rule is a static method we cannot override but method adding possible. Okay, this one, and private method we cannot override. So this all includes these are the some of the important 5 to 6 rules, 5 to 6 rules which demonstrates how we can use overriding concept in Java. Okay, so so that's it for this video. Please share with your friends and we will see in the next video. Thank you.